Well, I'm a little annoyed with myself for not checking how much film I had before we started shooting this last time, so I have already broken some seals, which really gives me a headache, because I hate breaking seals on something. I like to do all my unboxings in one take. However, we do have to reattempt this one. So, today I'm having a look at the Razer Makos. As you can well enough imagine, these are speakers based on how big the box it is. And what is unique about these speakers are a couple of things that are all focused on, guess what, gaming. It's Razer, it's for gaming. Okay, so first things first is the way the speakers are designed. They are firing downward, and then you can see the speaker grills are actually go around the speakers. So what that means is whether you're sitting close or whether you're sitting to the right or to the left of these speakers, the positioning is accurate, which is so important if you want to know where a sound is coming from. I mean, that's important to a lot of music enthusiasts, but it's also very important to gamers because that way you know where the footsteps are coming from, etc., etc. They are only a 2.1 set, so you're not going to have full surround, but what you will have is at least the same degree of accuracy you would get out of a set of headphones. Speaking of headphones, one of the other things that this speaker set is designed to do very well is output to headphones. So we have an amplified headphone jack on the control puck itself, and you can see this is a touch-sensitive control puck. We'll show that to you in a minute when I find it inside. But that's particularly important if you're using something like the PC350s from Sennheiser. These are quite a high-impedance headset, and high impedance means that you need more power to drive it. So if you have an amplified headphone jack, it means that you're going to get overall better sound quality out of it. So overall, this is a 300 watt THX speaker set, which is fairly unimportant as far as specs go, but it's always good to know approximately what kind of wattage to expect overall. And something that I have never seen before is this. Oh, cameraman's coughing. Okay. The speaker wires themselves look like Ethernet cables. There's a warning on here, do not insert the speaker cables into an Ethernet LAN port, and I hope you're not dying back there. Okay. I've been given the thumbs up, and so these are your speaker cables. Next, inside we have another warning. Do not connect this wire to a monitor or PC graphics port. So this is a VGA port. However, what we're going to find on the other side of it is, with the nice little rubber base here, is the control puck. So it comes with a little plastic cover on it, which I've gone and ripped. I'm going to try and get the whole thing off here. But we've got all of our basic controls on the top. So you've got your line 1, line 2, mute, bass, and volume. And the volume indicator is, I believe, here, based on the picture we already saw. Nice rubberized Razer logo. There's your headphones and your line in. Okay. So the next cable we're going to find is just a standard power cable. Okay. So there's nothing particularly exceptional about that. Just a 3-prong power plug cable. Oh, 2-prong. 2-prong. Okay. And then the next thing we find is a 3.5mm to 3.5mm plug. So I guess we'll figure out what that's for later. Alright, so let's get down to the speakers themselves. So inside the protective foam, which is quite thick, no thinner than about 1 inch on any side, we will find the subwoofer and the 2 satellite speakers. So let's see, here we've got I don't know what this is, some kind of documentation, so maybe we'll have a look at that before we actually get to the speakers themselves. And the main one here is the Mako Master Guide. Okay, so this is in a few different languages, shows you how to set up your Makos, gives you some guidelines for the positioning relative to each other on the table, how to connect them, and what you can connect them to. Then it moves on to different languages. Also inside here you will find a couple Razer stickers, okay? I believe these are UV reactive as well, which is kind of cool. As well as a short introductory booklet. Okay, so this explains the technology that's used in the Mako, as well as how to operate them briefly. Okay, so let's get to a satellite first. They're not actually all that heavy. I was kind of expecting them to be a little bit heavier based on the looks of these speakers. But, yeah, I guess they've got a little bit of heft to them, but they're not too heavy. Okay, so here's our THX logo right on the front of the speaker. And then on the front of the speaker, there's a little bit more of a grill here, but you can see that the grill actually goes, the main one goes all the way around the speaker. Here's that Ethernet jack. I mean, one thing I don't like about this is it means that you can't substitute any other cable for it, so yeah, it's kind of an odd design decision, but I mean, the cables that are included look reasonably long, so it's not really something to worry about too much. We've got a Razer logo on the top, and that is the satellite itself. It's kind of a different looking speaker, but I like that. It's very, very stylish looking. So let's pull out the sub itself. Now, I've owned a fair number of PC speakers in my day, including the Klipsch Promedia Ultra 5.1s. I had some creative, what were they, the S700s at one point. And so I've seen some pretty big PC subs. This is not one of them. This is a fairly modest sub. This is about what you'd expect for a high-end 2.1 system. So you see, here is where you will find most of the business end of this particular system. So there you go. That line 1, that cable I saw before, that's for plugging into your PC sound card, duh. Okay, here's the cable port for the control pod. Here is, oh, this is kind of nice. So the line 1, line 2 means you can have 2 separate inputs plugged in at the same time. So it's just a right-left for something like a DVD player or a console. Might be something you want to plug in. Okay, there's your right and left speaker outputs, your on-off switch, and then your power in. So as with the speaker itself, and I don't know if the camera can see this, but you can see right through it. So the speaker itself is housed and pointing down from the top. Okay, and then you can see right through the grill that once again goes all the way around the speaker. There's a Razer logo on the top. Oh, it's quite heavy now that I'm actually holding it for a while. It felt light to start with. And then at the bottom there's 3 rubber feet. So thank you for checking out my unboxing and product overview of the Razer Mako speakers.